All right, we're here once again, live in room 210. And today we have Charlie Sedum, and we're having a relaxing conversation down by the river.
Yeah.
Good morning, Charlie.
Morning.
How you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
So we're gonna get into a couple aspects and get to know you a little bit better. And first thing we'd like to talk about is some career things that you got going on. What's one of the programs that you're at APR?
Welding.
Welding. And what do you like about welding?
It's a real good industry to get in. Can't really do much without welding nowadays. No matter what you do, there's always someone on the payroll that can weld. Like if you're working in a factory, you got welders. Buildings can't be built without welders because you have iron workers. All of, like hospitals, all their duct work and all their ventilation systems, those are all welded together by someone who knows how to do sanitary welding, which is a pain, but pays good money.
Yeah, yeah.
You got underwater welding for people like in the Navy and shipbuilding, stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs welded. So, yeah. It's always a good industry to get in, and there's a shortage of welders right now.
Yes, man, that is a good thing for people in the field. I'm definitely interested in welding. Like we'll get into carpentry in our next career part aspect you got going on. But I was always very jealous of the guys coming in and working on stuff and doing all the welds and stuff. It looks fun, fascinating. But yeah, let's talk about carpentry. So you're in two programs here, two career programs here,
Yeah.
and the other is carpentry.
Yeah, so carpentry, also a very good trade to get into. Um, that'll probably be one of the last trades that ever gets mechanized. Uh, Mainly because you need to be able to fit in small spaces sometimes, like attics, between the studs, and there's even times where you're like on roofs and stuff like that. Right now we're learning how to do roofing in carpentry. We've built little tiny houses from the ground up, so.
Yeah, the little Amazon houses and that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I'm fascinated by those. Like, I kind of want one.
Those are so weird though.
because you can just like order it and then you like got a house that's already put. Being a carpenter or having been a carpenter before, I would love to get for I would love to like get like one of those little houses and then expand on it. Which you could probably just get your own stuff done at
Yeah.
that point if you're doing all that. Yeah. Um, so you feeling this program too? Going along with the welding, another talent that you have going on is you have some mechanical abilities as well. Talk about that.
So when I was younger, my parents didn't want to pay for daycare because it was expensive. So some days I'd hang out with my dad at the auto parts store or his work as a mechanic, or I'd be sent with my grandmother. But probably since about the age of 3 until I was about 5 when I could go to elementary school, I hung out with my dad about 3 or 4 days a week at his job, and that's what really started getting me interested in the mechanical field. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And so you're able to work on cars. And how long have you been doing that? Like
6, 7 years now.
nice, very nice. Dad helped you.
Yeah.
Helped you along. So out of the projects, cars that you work on there, what's the most popular, or what's the one you keep working on?
When I keep working on, probably my own car, and my dad's truck right now because transmission's having a problem.
Okay. And you mentioned a 2018 Elantra.
Yeah, that's my sister's car. She uses that as like her daily, or used to. She's got a new car now, and that's her husband's car now. So, but we used every probably 6 months or so, usually not even, maybe 3 months. She'd come in for an oil change, brakes, pads, rotors, alignment, something or the other, because he works construction as well, so it would just get all messed up because he'd have to drive it where it probably wasn't supposed to be driven.
Mm-hmm. And if you had a dream fixer-upper, what would you like to work on?
It would have to either be a 65 Mustang or a 77 Trans Am.
Okay, very nice, very nice. So a lot of good career skills that you got there. It seems like you'll have a lot of different options available to you. But one of the things you were saying that you wanted to get into before you jump into the career field is that you want to spend a little time in the military.
Yeah. So at my last high school, I did the ROTC program because instead of a language credit, you could supplement that with either 2 or 4 years of a different elective. ROTC was a 2-year elective, but you could do it for all 4 years of high school. Mm-hmm. So I did 2 years of that before I moved down here. And our teachers for that, our sergeant major and our major. Our major's story was probably the most inspiring of the two. He was a high school dropout that didn't even have his GED when he tried to join the Marines. The Marines helped him get his GED, and after I think about 5 years, he had done split time in the Marines and college, so he could get his college degree, his bachelor's degree, which is where he switched over to commissioned officer. He switched from a master sergeant over to a lieutenant. So he went enlisted to officer. And he also switched jobs when he did that. He went from, I forget what his first job was in the Marines, but he switched to supply officer.
Okay, all right. Very nice. And I think, too, with the kind of abilities you've built up through welding and carpentry and mechanic, that you'll have options once you leave the Marines, as far as it might like really crystallize what you want to do, and you can you got the free college that comes with it.
Yeah.
All right, and then you have loans and that as well. So I always like the idea if you have those that like you go after the Marines into like business, like it's your business degree, and then after that you got just all kinds of options as what direction you want to go, and you get some loans, good loans on top of that.
Yeah.
So, very nice. Let's talk recreation now. One of the things you like is racing.
Yes.
F1 racing I feel like it's picking up in this country.
It is. We recently just had an F1 race in Miami and here in Florida, so that was...
I watched a little bit of that. I was like, okay.
I did too. That was a pretty good race. Then there's NASCAR, Daytona.
You said you went to a race?
Yeah.
What was it like?
It was pretty good. It was one of the... it wasn't like the professional NASCAR races. Well, but it wasn't. It was their like slightly smaller series, not their Daytona 500 series of races, but still pretty good race. I went there in, I want to say, September of last year. So like right after we came back from the break, from summer break.
Very nice, very nice. And also you do some backyard racing.
Yes, I do. I used to race dirt bikes up north with a couple of my buddies. One of our buddies had a backyard track because he had bought some land from the city.
And what kind of bike did you own at the time?
I owned a Honda CRF 110.
Very nice.
Little pit bike, but it was fun to ride.
And so once you get your career together, certainly out of the military, you'll probably have a nice bag of cash. What's your dream bike that you get?
My dream bike for a dirt bike, that'd probably be a KLX 150, maybe a 250.
Very nice, very nice. And fine. Let's talk some video games now. You like COD?
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yep.
What is it about that franchise that you like best?
I used to like the original games, like Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, the original games. So I kind of just kept playing after that. Some of the newer games have been iffy, but for the most part, they've been pretty good. Like the new Modern Warfare 2 that they just came out with last year, still pretty good, still going solid.
All right, and those are like realism, right? The COD franchise.
That would
Where's
be
it gotten?
more Battlefield if you wanted realism. Call of Duty is more of a arcade style.
Okay. What about Ghost Recon?
Ghost Recon is a series based off a book series written by Tom Clancy. Well, first game was, at least. After that, they kind of just took the name and ran with it, and now it's more about small-scale operations, like CIA operations and stuff like that, in foreign countries. Like one of their most recent games, Ghost Recon Wildlands, that was Bolivia overthrowing a drug cartel that had taken over Bolivia.
Okay. And very nice. And we have also Need for Speed. There's
Yeah.
one more game that you play.
Need for Speed is kind of what got me into like racing and stuff like that. I used to play it with my buddies. It's a pretty good series of games. Need for Speed 2012 was a good game. Then there was Need for Speed Most Wanted and a whole bunch of other games that were really good. Yeah.
Right, very nice. Man, let's talk music right now.
All right.
One of the first bands to put down is Metallica.
Yep. They're on tour right now, actually. I'm trying to get tickets to go see their show in Boston. So that's probably what I'm going to do with one of my paychecks over the summer. Buy tickets for that.
Metallica's like timeless. It seems
Oh, yeah.
like there's just generations of folks that rock their brand there.
Yeah.
Also, you like Eminem.
Yeah, he's one of the few rappers that I actually listen to. Not much to say about him. He's a pretty good artist, but yeah.
Yeah, love especially the early stuff, but even the later stuff, I was like, go with. Just got the great perspective, but like also the humor. You know, like he's got some funny stuff going on in there. And then Avenged Sevenfold. Now this is like more new wave of like metal.
Yeah. They actually have a show coming up in a couple weeks down in Daytona. It's a 4-day Welcome to Rockville festival. So there's Avenged Sevenfold, Slipknot, Pantera, a whole bunch of other bands going, but I was gonna go see that, but my buddy's having a party for Memorial Day up north. So instead of that, I figured I'd go hang out with my friends up north for a few days, because this is right before we get out of school. I think that's the last week of school, actually. I think that Memorial Day week.
Right.
I think we got 2 days after Memorial Day, 3 days. So I'm probably not even going to go to school those few days, because not even worth it.
Yeah, I think it'll be enrollment will be pretty sparse those days.
Seems pretty sparse most days, actually.
Recently, that's because all the testing's going on.
Yeah.
Finally, let's talk movies. You like a good scare.
Yeah.
You like a good horror film. Starting out with Evil Dead.
Yeah. The Evil Dead franchise was a great franchise. They had a new movie come out just a few weeks ago, Evil Dead Rise. That was a real good movie. Trying to get back to the roots of Evil Dead, but there's still some humor, but not as much. It's more heading in the direction of let's scare the hell out of everybody.
Right. Very nice. And also, you're Friday the 13th fan.
Yeah, the original few movies up until like part 6 were pretty good.
And finally, the Halloween series.
Yeah, most of those movies were pretty good movies. The recently had another movie come out. I'm pretty sure. I think it was like last year, something like that, around Halloween, because it's always around Halloween. I did see that one. It was pretty good, but yeah.
All right, very nice, very nice. And man, this has been an excellent conversation we had.
Yeah.
I'd just like to ask one final question. What kind of, do you think there's any fish? Do you think there's any trout in the back there that,
Maybe.
what do you think's in there?
Probably some bass or something like that.
Some crayfish, definitely some crayfish
definitely
in
some
there.
crayfish.
All right. All right,
All right.
everybody. Charles Saddam,
Yep.
thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And, man, enjoy and have a successful rest of the school year.
Hopefully.
All right, bro. Thanks.